Went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, to the museum. Anybody ever been there before? You know, it's quite a place. In the last 10 years, it's changed. They've expanded it. And I after getting around the base and into the right area, I pulled up, and immediately there were a few things that were different. The missiles that were out in front were now in a big silo sort of building on display in the back that they're still working on. They've added on several hangars. It's awesome what they're doing. But even the front, there were some things that were different. One thing that I noticed that was different, they have the planes out in front. If you remember, they're kind of on the left as you drive in. But the most recent plane that they parked up there is closest to the main entrance. It's a big, old cargo jet. The C-141. Its tail number was 660177. And on February 12th, 1973, you wanted to be on that airplane for what was begun as Operation Homecoming. 40 of our POWs from Vietnam and North Vietnam, they waited on the tarmac as this plane landed in North Vietnam. It was painted white with a big red cross on its tail. And the POWs, as they stood there looking at this airplane, vowed to show no emotion in front of their Vietnam captors. They would board quietly. They would take their seats. And they would wait with no talking. The lift on the back of the airplane, the door lifted up and closed. Still no talking. The plane taxied around and finally got clearance to take off. And the moment the plane became airborne, well, this is what one of the men recalled. He said this: the white C-141A approaching the Gam Lam airport was the cleanest, brightest, most beautiful thing that we had ever seen. My emotions ran the gamut of nervous fear to a quiet explosion of anticipation that this ordeal might just be coming to an end. And when we got airborne, the frailty of being a POW turned to the reality of freedom. And we yelled, we cried, and we cheered. It's something else. No one else was around. Absorbing this story and then walking around the wings and trying to reach up and touch them. Looking at the huge black wheels, the landing gear, and just touching them. And for a moment, just being able to touch a bit of great history. And as I did that, I thought of some of you. I thought of Dave Betcher. I thought of you Bob. I thought of you, Bill. And so many others. I've heard your stories. Thought of the millions of men and women that served in that conflict and so many other conflicts. And those that were missing in action and still remain missing today. And here's one symbol of their service, standing as a proud tribute to each one. And I say, along with everyone else, thank you. Thank you.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth